Okay, hello Hendrick Hudson community. This is Superintendent Joseph Hochreiter, and I am honored to be joined by one of our high school valedictorians. She is the valedictorian at the Putnam Northern Westchester BOCES Career and Tech Center, and I'm honored to be chatting with a very, very special person who's going to tell us about her career path and her exciting endeavors at the Tech Center, Sarah Mendelko. So Sarah, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So you've had a very interesting high school experience that I think many of our community members certainly may have heard about, but probably don't know that much about. You have spent part of your senior year this year and part of your junior year last year. Yes, it was in the pandemic, and one of the most bizarre experiences probably we'll ever have in our life. But you spent a good portion of your high school career at the Tech Center, and you studied sports medicine. So talk to us about why you decided to go to the Tech Center, and certainly why you decided to study sports medicine.
So I decided to go to the Tech Center because actually both of my sisters went through there, so we knew it was a good program. And I've always had an interest in healthcare, and I knew that the Tech Center kind of prepares students. It gives them those opportunities that they can't really get at their home school, because I knew I wanted to study medicine and go into, that sort of field. So I figured this would be the best way to kind of get a head start on my college. And sports medicine was the closest program to what I want to study.
And at the Tech Center, you are one of probably a couple dozen Hendrick Hudson students, but the Tech Center brings in students from all of the local high schools as well. So give us some of the names or communities that other kids came from that were in your program.
So in my specific class, we had a lot of kids from Mayapack, Croton, Panis, Lakeland. I know there are some kids from Haldane, so kind of all over the place.
Right, and because I'm sure through the Tech Center you met new friends in different neighborhoods and different parts of our region. So that's pretty cool, and that's really one of the benefits of the many benefits of the Tech Center is it's regional, and you get to meet people that you probably otherwise wouldn't have met. So you knew you wanted to go to the Tech Center. You knew you wanted to study sports medicine. So what are your plans next, and how has the Tech Center prepared you for life after Hendrick Hudson?
So my next step would be going to college. I'm going to Sacred Heart University in Connecticut, and I'm going to be majoring in exercise science, and I'm on the direct entry track to the occupational therapy major program. And at the Tech Center, I was able to get sort of that hands-on experience about what we would do kind of in graduate classes. Sports medicine, it sounds like one field, but we really covered multiple things. So I was able to kind of get a little introduction to rehab and what that would look like. And then going forward, I knew kind of what was coming for me in college and what we'd be studying and how tests would be given and things like that.
So what is a day in the life, or describe for us a typical day in your life at the Tech Center? Because the whole idea of the Tech Center is that you're learning in a more hands-on environment. It's really not as traditional as typical high school. So share with us what a day in the life at the Tech Center was for you.
So my junior year, I would go at the second half of the day, and then my senior year, I would just go right in the morning. So basically, you'd go to your regular class, in my sports medicine class, for the first 2 hours. Within that class, you weren't just sitting in a lecture for 2 hours. You would do maybe 45 minutes of a lecture, and then you take a break, and then you do something hands-on. So you're learning throughout the entire time, but you're learning in different ways. We're learning, how to wrap and tape an ankle. Maybe we just went over what bones were and what joints and bones we went over, and then we actually perform it. My classroom has a turf field patch in it, and then so we'd go there and meet on the turf. So that's just something you just don't get in a regular classroom.
Do you ever find yourself, if you're watching your friends play a sport or watching a game on TV and someone injures he or herself? Do you immediately like try to diagnose it and
I,
figure
I,
out?
I've gone through it in the past because on the track team, someone would, and I'm like, wait, hold on, this could be X, Y, and Z. And but yeah, so it is kind of cool because you can kind of recognize things because we do really apply it to the real world. Um,
Have some of
but
your friends or teammates come to you to say, "Oh my God, Sarah, I've got a cramp or my ankle or whatever"?
they have. I actually did muscle test one of my friends on the track team because I thought that was cool that I knew how to do that. But yeah. And then, so after we do the lecture and that, sometimes you have core classes. So I would have an English class I think every Thursday I had an hour of English. And so it's kind of set up more like a college type schedule where you have these block classes. So I'd have this year I took economics. So I had economics for an hour and 45 minutes on one day. And then the next day I would go to English for an hour after going to my core class for an hour. So it's just kind of like more prepares you again for going forward.
Very cool. Well, that's really exciting. So let me end with, I guess, advice for a high schooler. You're graduating. You're graduating at top of the class at the tech center, as I mentioned earlier, the valedictorian. So what's a message you would give a ninth or a 10th grader that isn't sure, maybe interested in sports medicine or those sort of fields? What recommendation would you give a high schooler to really consider the tech center?
My recommendation would be if you have an idea of what you want to study, or maybe you have no idea and you want to just look at all the programs that the Tech Center offers because it's everything from culinary to sports medicine. It's not just science. There's so many different really cool hands-on programs. And if you're someone who doesn't really love to, sit in that lecture style type class, that's why the Tech Center is so great. It kind of offers people that hands-on learning, which is different from what they're used to. And some people do a lot better with that. So definitely look into the Tech Center.
Oh, great. Well, that's great advice, and hopefully some of our kids will heed that. So thank you for joining me. Thanks for being such a great student, not only at our high school, but obviously at the Tech Center. You are valedictorian. You're going to go off to college and do great things at Sacred Heart. We're very, very proud of you. So thank you and good luck.
Thank you so much.